Hey, what's up, kids? This is Chris from Minimalist SEO, and today I want to talk to you about a super duper important problem that is ravaging the internet right now. And it's driving me crazy, it's driving everybody crazy, and it's causing some serious problems. And that is WordPress tags. WordPress tags are pure evil. They're the purest pure of evil. And in this video today, I want to explain to you why I feel that way. And hopefully at the end, you're going to feel that way too. And maybe come to the point where you're like, oh my goodness, tags are a plague on the entire whole blogging world, and they need to be stopped. They need to be put to an end. So in this video today, we're going to cover these important messages. First thing we're going to cover is what are WordPress tags supposed to be used for. We're going to talk about actually why they exist, why they're evil. We're going to look at an example of how they stop your posts from actually ranking, and then if you think you're plagued by this evil of tags and if they're impacting your SEO, how you can actually get help so that you can get them to stop bringing your site down and totally crushing your SEO and your spirit and all those awesome things. So let's dive in, and first off, let's try to figure out what are WordPress tags supposed to be. Well, according to WordPress.com support, it says tags provide a useful way to group related posts together and to quickly tell readers what a post is about. Tags also make it easier for people to find your content. So, what tags are a secondary level of classification on your blog. So think of it this way. If you say you have a food blog and your categories are different types of food, whether it's like Vietnamese food, Chinese food, French food, whatever those categories are, your tags could then be a classification with ingredients. So whether it's beef or it's peppers, it's chicken, it's broccoli, whatever. That way you can kind of classify that content in a different way. The problem is this line right here. It says right here, tags also make it easier for people to find your content. At some point, someone translated that as keywords. Those are keywords, so Google can find your content a little bit better. And that... oh, that is so, it is the farthest from the truth. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have been using tags as keywords or putting more than 0 keywords on your blog posts without any specific reason, it's hampering your SEO. So I want to explain why tags are evil. Let's dive into that. So here's an example of one of my client sites. And right now this is one of their tag pages. And it says, it's markstoiber.com/tag/brand. Now, you look at this tag page, and it looks pretty much like a category page, right? All it is it's a list of blog posts. It's got the featured image, and it's got a little bit excerpt of the content. So here's the thing. If someone is coming from Google, and they've typed a search query, and they're looking for an answer, and they come to a page with a series of just posts, even though they've just asked a very specific question and need a very specific answer, this page is not going to help them solve their problem. And this is why often in a blog, these category pages don't rank very well. These tag pages don't rank very well. Category pages are great for things like shopping pages, for example. If there's a certain category and it's a list of products in a certain category, those are helpful. But if you are creating content and trying to solve a problem like we do in Minimalist SEO, these tag pages, category pages, are not typically helpful for someone coming from search. The other challenge is that oftentimes these are seen as low quality pages by Google. So what happens is if Google is crawling your site, like it goes through your site, jumps from link to link to link to get a good understanding of what your site is all about, if it continually finds all of these low quality pages, Google's gonna be like, okay, boring page, crappy page, low quality page, and it's gonna go through, and if it sees enough of these, it's gonna be like, well, I've seen a few of these pages. I'm just going to assume the rest of the site is just garbage too, and I'm not going to index it. I'm not going to go through it. I'm giving up. I'm done. So tags can actually bring your site down because they're low quality pages. That's really all I have to say about that. So please, 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 please stop using tags on your site. So with that, you've got kind of a pretty basic understanding as to why tags can have a negative impact on your site's SEO. Now what I want to do is I want to show you an actual example of how tags have actually gotten in the way of having a post indexed for its target keyword. So I was I was helping one of the people in our Facebook group, Alicia, who runs the site 5 Bags of Gold, and she had this post, and it was what causes stock market volatility. And she said, I've got this post, it's a great post. why isn't it ranking for my target keyword? The target keyword was what causes stock market volatility. For those of you familiar with Minimalist SEO, this is a great Minimalist SEO post because it is a question, it solves a problem, the search intent is there, all that great stuff. The on-page SEO is on point. It's in the SEO title, it's in the URL, it's in the H1 tag, and it's in the very first sentence of the site. So that's really basic and simple on-page SEO, and it's all there, and it's all working. So she was confused as to why the heck is this article not ranking, even like ranking number 200 for this blog post. It's not ranking at all. So I said, well, take a look at it. We'll figure it out. So one of the things we found out here, I'm going to flip sides here, is I went to the XML sitemap. So for those of you that don't know, this gets a little bit of WordPress, wizardry, technical, mumbo jumbo stuff. But basically it's a list of all the pages that are on the site. And what we see is we've got a list of all the posts on the site. There are 74 posts. We click on this, we see it's a listing of all of the posts on the site. The XML sitemap helps Google figure out what pages are actually on the site. So there's 74 posts, that's great. But we come down here and we see there are actually 522 URLs in the post tag sitemap. These are all the tags that are on the site. There are 522 tags on the site. Each one of them creating one of those low quality URLs, one of those low quality pages. So we click on one of these and basically all it is, tag, last will and testament, that's the tag. And it is an image, and it is a title and an excerpt, and that's it. So someone coming from search, obviously they would come here, they'd be able to click continue reading, but Google's not going to let that happen. Google's going to be like, well, there's not really good content here. We're not going to rank this post. And if we do rank it, we're not going to rank it very well. So out of the gate, we can see that the vast majority of this site's pages are actually tag pages. The vast majority of these pages are low quality pages. So taking that a little bit further, what I did was to try to investigate, well, why the heck was the page not ranking for this page? The on-page SEO was perfect. There's a lot of tag pages, so that's obviously causing a problem. So what I did was a site search. So this is site : and then the domain. Basically, this is a way to search Google specifically for one domain. So if I'll just remove this here. And we can see here, this now shows that Google has 136 pages for this site indexed, and it's just showing all of the pages right here. What we can do then is just do a search for that specific keyword phrase, limiting it to just the 5bagsofgold.com. And so what we've done here now is we see the tag page is actually what is ranking for the target keyword for that post. So if we click on here, we see that it is what causes stock market volatility is what is ranking for that term for the site. So Google isn't going to in most cases, is not going to let a site rank 2 pages on the site for the same keyword. So Google, for whatever reason, excuse me, has decided to rank this tag page. And this is not going to be very, very well in terms of trying to rank. The number one, actually let's do a search right now. We will do a quick look at what causes stock market volatility. So we'll jump over here, we'll do this search. So this has the featured snippet, so we'll just click on that and we'll just see here. So stock market volatility, the featured snippet, has all of this great content and information in here. There's a lot of content in there, right? There's no way that this page is going to compete with that. Even though the user could click through to this continue reading, Google doesn't take that into account. But what could compete with that page is what causes stock market volatility, the entire post. So what Alicia needs to do with this site is basically she needs to delete all the tags or no index them, and then re-index this page so it actually ranks for that term. So you can see in this case, all of those tags, well, in one case, this tag is blocking this site from ranking the appropriate page, but we got to imagine here, there's 522 tags on the site. I'm sure it's doing it multiple places as well, right? So deleting all the tags on your site is critical. This is an example why tag can actually stop you from ranking in Google. It's an epidemic because for some reason people have always thought that, hey, you know what? Adding tags to your site is important. It's what you're supposed to do because we go back here and it says tags also make it easier for people to find your content. Not true. Okay, so you've heard all this. You've learned that tags are crazy. Tags are weird. What do you do? Well, you can go ahead and just possibly delete all your tags, but what if those tag pages are actually getting traffic? Well, then you might want to maybe 301 redirect those pages to somewhere else in the site. You might not want to just blindly delete everything just in case. So if you want a little bit of help, I have a way where you can get some help in terms of figuring out if your tags are causing you problems, and also have access to the Minimalist SEO course at the same time. So what I wanted to share with you is that I've got this Minimalist SEO course here that goes through how to do SEO the minimalist way, not the traditional SEO way. Within that, you actually have access to the support Slack channel. Within that Slack channel, you are more than welcome to tag me and say, Chris, I saw your video on WordPress tags. I need some help figuring out if I should delete mine or not, or what I should do. Can you help me out? And guess what? I will totally help you out in the support Slack channel for this course. Now here's the great part, is that not only would you get that support, that peace of mind that you've got a professional actually looking at your website to say, hey, yes or no, you can delete those tags, or yes, they're causing you problems, all that stuff. You also have this great SEO course that simplifies SEO, makes things easier. So I wanted to kind of just run through the course contents really quickly with you to show you just how great this is, how impactful it's going to be on your SEO journey. So the first module actually has 4 lessons in it. It's just getting started with SEO, where we talk about what minimalist SEO is, the Minimalist SEO Manifesto, where we talk about the philosophy behind everything that we do. Again, how to get feedback and support through the Slack channel. We go through a little about Search Console, which is an important tool to help you run through all this. We then cover a need for minimalist SEO, explaining the problem with keyword research and why we don't actually do it right away, how the search engines really work, and just an overview of how it all is going to tie to minimalist SEO. We look at level 1, which is creating content. We don't do keyword research to start. We find a problem to solve. We talk about where we can find these problems to solve, how we craft our content, and then requesting indexing, making sure that Google actually indexes your site. Level 2, we move into the promotion side of things. So what we do now is we move into, it's kind of like what we call link building in SEO, but I actually refer to it as building doorways to our content. And we go deep into explaining the importance of links. We talk about the traditional SEO link building, and then we talk about how to do it actually in a minimalist SEO where it's not painful, it doesn't hurt, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time. And then finally, we move into minimalist SEO level 3, where we actually see that Google has done the keyword research for us. We take that information that Google has given us, and now we do our on-page SEO. Now we do our optimizations, and then we can actually move on to kind of more outreach, promotion, building links, and move all the way to to ranking position number 1 with our content. So support through the Slack channel, we can look at your tags. You've got this great course here. There's also a few other bonus courses included as well. So again, with the Minimalist SEO course, you get all that. We also have the Ahrefs Webmaster Tools Quickstart Guide. So Ahrefs is a fancy pants SEO tool. It costs a lot of money to kind of have a subscription. There's a free version, which is actually super powerful, and I kind of walk you through setting that up, how to use it, how to actually use that to analyze the data on your site. We've got the Minimalist Keyword Research. So if you want to, instead of not let Google do the keyword research, we kind of explain how you can do keyword research and actually do it correctly. And then the Rank Number 1 Masterclass, which is where I kind of taught people how to go from getting your site indexed, getting it to page 1, and then getting it to position 1. So all of that would be covered in the Minimalist SEO Framework course. So I highly recommend you click the link in the description. You can check out, read a little bit more about the course, see the results that some of the students have had so far, hear a little bit of the testimonials, what they think about it, and learn just a little bit more about what the course is all about. But of course, there's a money-back guarantee, so if you go through it and you're like, this isn't for me, we'll totally give you your money back. It's totally fine. So please, check out the course. Would love to have you in the group, love to have you in the Slack group. I'd love to save you from the evil powers of WordPress tags. So with that, you guys are awesome. Thanks for checking this out.